welcome to another Innovative Hobby Supply video. I'm AG, your instructor, and today we're going to be assembling the N-Scale Starter Small Town Kit. This N-Scale Starter Small Town Kit includes 4 by 2 inch piece of window material, 6 illusion rooms, landscape moss, and 4 buildings total: a saloon, a barbershop, a tavern, and a dry goods mercantile store. One of the most important skills to know before assembling your innovative hobby supply model is scoring. It involves a straight edge and a hobby knife to break the surface tension so the flex stock can bend clean. As you can see, I made a practice piece to show you how it's done. Simply line up the ruler along the line and gently press down the hobby knife on the flex stock. Once done, fold. This technique allows you to make a flat ordinary piece of flex stock into something more intricate and 3D. Today we'll be using the standard equipment for this model: a ruler, scissors, watercolor markers, a hobby knife, hot glue gun, and some scotch tape. So let's jump right into it. The very first step is to carefully cut all the art out that's included in the kit with a good pair of scissors. I recommend to group the smaller items together to avoid from losing anything important. For the base, simply cut the white outer edges off. Next, collect the saloon sidewalls. Score the 2 glue tabs with a hobby knife and a ruler. After scoring both sides, simply fold the tabs 90 degrees inwards. Then touch up the scored seams and the outer edges with the corresponding watercolor marker. Do the same thing to the other side wall. Put aside for later. Afterwards, grab the mercantile side walls. Score these 2 glue tabs with a hobby knife and a ruler. After scoring, fold the tabs inwards. Then grab a corresponding watercolor marker and touch up the outer edges and the scored seams. Put aside for later. Then, grab the barbershop sidewalls and score the 2 glue tabs on both sides, fold downwards, then touch up with the corresponding watercolor marker. Do the same thing to the other side wall, put aside for later. Grab the tavern sidewalls and score the 2 glue tabs on both sides with a hobby knife and a ruler. Fold downwards. Touch up with the corresponding watercolor marker on both sides and the outer edges, and put aside for later. Moving forward, grab the mercantile roof and score this white line here with a hobby knife and a ruler. Afterwards, slightly bend downwards. Then touch up with the corresponding watercolor marker. Make sure to touch up the white outer edges and put aside for later. Then grab the tavern roof and score the white line in the middle with a hobby knife and a ruler. After scoring, slightly bend downwards and touch up with the brown watercolor marker. Make sure to touch up any other white areas with the brown watercolor marker and put aside for later. After, grab the barbershop roof and score the white middle line with a hobby knife and a ruler. Fold downwards and touch up with the brown watercolor marker. Put aside for later. Then grab the saloon roof and score these 2 white lines and this long white line with a hobby knife and a ruler. After scoring, gently bend downwards, then bend the 2 front ones slightly down. Then touch up with the brown watercolor marker. Put aside for later. Grab both of the saloon awnings and score the white line here with a hobby knife and a ruler. After scoring, gently fold downwards, then touch up with the brown watercolor marker. Put aside for later. Then grab the tavern awning and score the white line with a hobby knife and a ruler. After, gently fold downwards and touch up with the corresponding watercolor marker. Put aside for later. Then grab both of the saloon illusion rooms and score the 2 white lines on both sides with a hobby knife and a ruler. Gently fold the tabs inwards. Then touch up with the brown watercolor marker on both sides. Put aside for later. Then grab the barbershop illusion rooms and score the 2 white lines with a hobby knife and a ruler. Slightly fold inwards, then touch up with the brown watercolor marker. Put aside for later. Then grab the mercantile illusion rooms and do the same exact steps. Score the 2 white lines and then fold gently inwards on both sides. Afterwards, touch up the outer edges and the scored seams with the corresponding watercolor marker. Then grab all the stripe awnings and score the line with a hobby knife and a ruler. Touch up with the corresponding watercolor marker for each one. Don't forget to touch up the white outer edges also. Repeat these steps to all of them and put aside for later. Now grab the barbershop front wall and cut the inside parts of the windows out with a hobby knife and a ruler. Avoid cutting the window frames at all times. If the inside part of the window doesn't come off easily, flip over on the white side to see where you need to cut more of. After cutting, touch up the inside white edges with the watercolor marker. Repeat this step to the other front window. After that's done, flip over so the white side is facing you. Grab the window material that's included in the kit. Trace on top of the window material how big the piece needs to be. Big enough to overlap the window opening, but small enough so it's not touching the outer side. Use a pair of scissors to cut the traced part off. Unwrap both sides of the material off so it's see-through. Use scotch tape to secure and make sure you can't see the tape from the front side. Repeat this step to both of the windows. Flip over to see the final result. For the mercantile store, repeat the same steps that we did for the barbershop front windows. Cut only the inside part of the windows out with a hobby knife and a ruler and flip over to the white side if needed. Touch up with the gray watercolor marker and repeat this step to the other front window. Over so the white side is facing you and grab the window material. Cut out 2 sections out for the window openings, making sure it overlaps slightly on all sides. Cut, unwrap, and place on top. Secure with tape. Grab the saloon front wall and cut out these 4 front windows with a hobby knife and a ruler. Use the same steps that we did for the barbershop and the mercantile store front windows. After cutting, touch up with the gray watercolor marker. After touching up, flip over so the white side is facing you and trace sections of the window material for the window openings. Then cut out with a pair of scissors. After cutting, unwrap both sides of the window material until it's see-through. Place on top evenly and secure with scotch tape. Flip over to see the final result. Put aside for later. Grab both of the fences and flip over so the white side is facing you. Color the white outer edges on the back side with the brown watercolor marker for all of them. After you've done that, grab the matching pair and place it on top and the backs of each other. Then hold on one side and place glue right in between them. Slide your finger across from it and repeat on the other side. This is what it should look like after done. Then grab the front wall and place it onto the saloon base, facing the sidewalk. Place glue right behind it and hold upwards until dry. Then glue one of the side walls on. Touch up the white line on the base with the gray watercolor marker. Then, after that, place glue right behind the sidewall. Glue the other sidewall onto the other side. Then place glue on one glue tab at a time. Glue the back wall onto it, hold until dry. Then glue the other side to avoid any unevenness. This is what the saloon looks like after all walls are connected. Then grab an illusion room, place glue underneath it, and place it right behind the window openings. Do this to the other 2 windows. Then on the back of the saloon, where the part that's higher up, color the white outer edges like in the video with a brown watercolor marker. Then place it behind the front wall that's higher, line up evenly, and secure with hot glue. After, place the saloon roof on top. Grab the barbershop front wall and place it onto the front side of the barbershop base. Line up with the white line and place glue right behind it. Hold upward until dry. Then grab the side wall and glue it onto the side of the front wall, lining it up evenly. Touch up the white line on the base. Then place glue right behind the side wall and glue the other side wall onto the front wall. Glue the back wall one glue tab at a time to avoid any unevenness. And there we go. Then grab the barbershop illusion rooms and place it right behind the window openings. Look how realistic that looks. Afterwards, grab the barbershop roof and place it on top evenly, secure with hot glue. Grab the saloon awning and place it right in the middle of the front wall. Use hot glue to secure. Then place the 2D optional saloon front sign onto the original sign and use hot glue. Do the same thing to the barbershop sign. Then place the striped red awnings onto the front windows, right above it. Use hot glue to secure. Doesn't that look so cool? Then apply the striped awnings onto the back windows. Now it's time to secure the tavern front wall onto the front of the base. Place hot glue right behind the front wall and hold upwards until dry. Then apply the side walls onto the back of the front wall, lining up together evenly. Place hot glue right behind the side wall. Then glue the back wall one side at a time to avoid any unevenness. Once that's done, place the tavern roof on top evenly, secure with hot glue. Then after that, grab the tavern front awning and place it right above the door using hot glue. Glue the mercantile front wall onto the base. Line up evenly and place hot glue right behind it. Hold upwards until dry, then apply the side walls onto the front wall. Place the back wall one side at a time, then place the illusion rooms right behind the window openings. Place the roof on top, and there we go. Then grab the striped awnings and place them right above the windows. Wow, look how cool that looks. After, grab landscape moss and create bushes around the base. Use hot glue to secure. Then the last thing you have to do is glue the fences around the patio right between the tavern and the barber shop. Use hot glue. The N-Scale Starter Small Town model is a level 2 skill kit and will take approximately 2 hours to complete. Once this model is assembled, it's plenty rugged and will give any hobbyist many years of enjoyment for display on your train layout or race track. You can get this model and many others on innovativehobbysupply.com. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you subscribe down below. If you have any further questions about the building that we just assembled today, make sure to check out our website at innovativehobbysupply.com.